Hey, I'm Joel with Power Stance Import Export, and I'm gonna take this Defender and put it on that boat over there, because that's what I do. I travel the world in search of Defenders to bring to you. Right now we're in the Netherlands, and we're about ready to board. So this boat is going across the ocean to the United States. It's gonna come with a clean, green Michigan title. All the paperwork will be done and ready for you to drive on US roads. Find us online, Facebook, Instagram, this YouTube channel, or even the eBay store at Power Stance Import Export, or call us at the number listed above. See ya. Hey folks, and up for sale today I've got a beautiful 1998 Land Rover Defender 90 Wolf Edition. Alright, so this is a right-hand drive UK import. It's now located here in Michigan and comes with a clean, clear Michigan title. So let me walk you around the vehicle. I'll show you the inside, the outside, the underside, and we'll take it for a test ride. Okay, so this is our second or third Wolf, and people really like them and they get snatched up pretty quick. So this is a really clean, super low mileage unit. Does have the 300 TDI, and I'll try to go over all the upgrades that the Wolf has compared to the civilian models. Right off the bat, I can see it's got a different style air filter, a little bit easier to swap out from the front. And the main goal with these was to be easier to service in the field. There's a couple things. I think the timing belt has a different cover on it, so you can change the timing belt a little easier, if I'm not mistaken. Under the bonnet, pretty similar to the civilian, other than the air filter, I think, and liberal amount of rust proofing on the bulkhead as well. And footwells all in great shape. There's the back side of the footwells right there. Everything's been rust proof very thoroughly. Bulkhead corners all in great shape. There's a good look at the side of the motor. I don't see anything leaking from the intake gaskets. I see a new gasket there. Water pump's been replaced. This injection pump, all the yellow paint on here, man, it's been rebuilt. So that's a newer injection pump. And driver's side footwells as well, in great shape. There's a newer timing belt gasket there, not brand new, but it has been replaced at least once. Up in the front here, we've got the light protectors. This is different than civilian, this hitch up front for towing purposes, and it does have other tow hooks here as well, and the skid plate, those are all standard military issue. And it does have the Wolf 16-inch steel wheels, nice set of BF Goodrich mud terrains, and again, front outriggers, footwells, all in great shape. These are aftermarket rock skid protectors. What are those called? Tree sliders. Standard snorkel, military issue snorkel. On the bonnet here, we've got a shovel and a pick as well. No spare tire on the bonnet, which is fine. You do have a spare tire mounted on the passenger side as well. So moving around here, it does have the removable top doors here. The top section comes off, and you can remove the soft top as well to go full convertible. And I believe these door cards are aftermarket as well. So nice little addition. You got a side pocket here, and just freshens them up a little bit. Continuing along the exterior here, soft top is in great shape, no rips or tears. It looks fairly new actually. Rear cross member, great shape. Hitch and European style plug there. Now There is a couple more reinforcements on the chassis, like right there, that gusset, and right here along the back. So you have a little bit more weight capacity in the rear. And then also the rear cross member is fully boxed in. So that's a little bit different than the civilian model, so it prevents mud from getting trapped in there. So the rear chassis is in great shape, as well as the front chassis and the rest of it, all great shape. And this speedometer is in kilometers, so it's still a right-hand drive, so it was a UK military, but being that it was in kilometers, it was probably stationed somewhere Middle East, so very dry and warm where it served. So very low miles. 80 kilometers is only about 48,000 miles, so not hardly any mileage on it. In the back here, we've got bench seats and a full safety roll cage as well. Very beefy, durable roll cage. We got bench seats with seat belts. A couple little goodies here, a couple jerry cans, water can. This is a radiator muff to cover your radiator in the colder weather. And then it's also got an extra, this is supposed to go on the spare tire to kind of strap it down for extra safety. But everything looking very clean and tidy back here. And it looks like there's actually another spare tire carrier right there as well. So you could have, let's see, 3 spare tires on this thing. All right, fold down tailgate as well, in great shape. No dents or anything here, which is nice. And it's got the black military plates, which is kind of cool. Corners all in great shape. And again, rear cross member, rear chassis, all beautiful shape. And we'll get underneath the vehicle later on. But same story on the passenger side. Doors all in great shape. Rock sliders. Military style mirrors as well. A little bit bigger mirror, a little bit more durable. And bulkhead corners. Great shape. No cracks in the windscreen. Windscreen seal looks good as well. All right, so let's go ahead and fire it up. Here's a look at the underside of the bonnet. Great shape as well. All right, and this is the only vehicle out of all the Defenders I have right now that fired up, no problem, in the -4 degrees that we just had last week. So this thing's running tip-top. Everything else needed to have jumped, but it runs great. Gauges all work. Fires right up. Very smooth running engine. Nice clean oil, no blow-by or back pressure. Running very smoothly. Okay, and here's a quick look at all the paperwork that comes with the Wolf. Just a huge stack of paperwork. I picked out a couple big ones. This is the injection pump, was done last year. This is the clutch, was done in 2019. This one was a big price tag, 2,700 pounds, a bunch of labor. They actually took the transfer case out and did the reseal everything March 2019. And let's see, timing belt was done in 2018 at 50,000 kilometers, so only 30,000 kilometers on the timing belt since then. And this one is the generator, so the 24-volt alternator, $795. That's a big price on that one. So lots of money spent on this vehicle. These are all oil changes, coolant changes, ball joints, tie rod ends, seals, and a bunch of little stuff, light signals, and just tons of history with this vehicle. So it has been maintained properly. Okay, here, so let's take a look underneath. Calipers, rotors, dust covers all in place, looking nice and tidy. Bushings on the shocks look good, springs look good. Axle, nice and clean, no drips out of the fill plug. A-frame ball joint looks good as well. There's no clunking out of the rear end, and everything looks nice and tidy back here. And then there's a good look at the normally rusty areas here. Nice and solid. I don't see any repairs on the chassis as well on both sides. And they have these drain holes right there, which is nice. keeps everything from rusting out. So back, rear chassis, super solid, no rust, no repairs. And here on the driver's side, there's a look at the rear axle, no leaking out of the pinion seal. Universal joints and drive shaft looks good. It looks like a replacement drive shaft as well. And there's the bottom of the transfer case, looks very clean. I don't see anything dripping there. And there is your chassis rails, very nice. Here's your fuel tank. You know, nice liberal coating of rust proofing on here. Tiny bit of surface rust there, and this is not the fuel tank. This is like a skid plate, actually. This is the tank right here. So, you know, if this is rusty, it's not a big deal, but I only see a tiny bit of surface rust on here. Other than that, looking very tidy. And there's the transmission and the bottom of the oil pan. And here we are on the passenger side. Same story. Beautiful looking chassis. And there's an extra reinforcement plate right there. That's not what they have on the civilian model, so there's a little bit extra sturdiness right there. Bushings look good on the control arms. Same thing in the front. There's your front outrigger, nice and solid. I don't see any repairs on this chassis at all. And again, it was probably Middle East and very low mileage, so chassis is going to be in great shape. And again, here's a look at the front outriggers, and continuing on here to the front. Swivels look great. Front axle looks great. Passenger side swivels, perfect. And then there's the bottom of the engine. Looks nice and dry as well. I don't see anything leaking out of the oil pan. So pretty tidy under here. All right, so let's take her for a test ride, and I'll show you the gear changes and the braking and steering and all that good stuff. And again, this, you know, it was like -4 last week here, super cold, and I had to wash all the vehicles because get all the snow off of them and get them started up. And this was the only one that started up on its own. All the other ones needed to jump. But anyway, so battery's great, injection pump's great, runs like a top. All right, so there's third gear. There's fourth gear. And we're cruising 80 kilometers an hour, so 45, give or take. And there's fifth gear. All right, so relatively quiet in here for being a soft top. I can hear a little bit of flapping coming out of the soft top, but other than that, and the heat comes out nice and hot. Cruises nicely down the road. Obviously the steering wheel's on crooked. I will fix that, but alignment is nice and straight. Braking smooth, no squeaking or vibration coming out of the brakes. So let's go ahead and come to a stop here. As you can see, the steering wheel's not moving, not pulling right or left. Little bit of traffic here. But again, 80,000 kilometers, very low mileage, 300 TDI, runs great. No clunking at all in the gearbox. All right, so let's accelerate. There's second gear, third gear. Engine runs really good, really strong. And there's fifth gear again. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip her around. Again, nice and smooth on the brakes. Steering's great, gearbox is great, no rubbing at all. This is full lock right here. This has a great turning radius. So we'll start off from second gear here. Plenty of torque. That's the great thing about the 300 TDI is that you can start off from second gear, kind of skip first gear if you want to. All right, temperature is holding right in the middle. It's running perfectly.